Okay, the time is 7:38. I will call this public hearing and regular business meeting of the mayor and the city council of the city of Snellville for Monday, July 25th, 2016 to order. First, we'll have our invocation. Tonight, our invocation will be by Reverend Skeb Kenyon. Skeb, come up here and give us.
Let's say a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this great day you've given unto us. We give you praise, we give you honor, we give you adoration. As your children are gathered here to deliberate on issues, we pray that, Lord, you give them wisdom. Father, cause your presence to be here with them. Protect them, give them guidance, and keep them through the meeting in Jesus' name. Thank you, Heavenly Father, because we know you are here with us and you will guide us through. Thank you because we believe you've answered our prayers. This we ask through Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. Next, we'll have the pledge of the flag, and that'll be Tricia Rollins.
Stand for the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have approval of the minutes, and I ask for motion to approve the minutes of the July 11th, 2016 meeting and the July 13th, 2016 special call meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of the July 11th meeting and the July 13th specially called meeting.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion of council? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes for July 11th, 2016 and July 13th, 2016 meetings, please signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. The minutes stand approved. Next, we'll go to our committee reports, and we'll hear from the Board of Appeals. Chairman Ferris.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
We took the month off, so we have nothing to report. Thank you for letting us have a vacation.
Well, thank you very much for coming in and letting us know. Next, we have the Art Commission, Chairman Brittany Washington.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
The Snellville Arts Commission is having a sip and paint this Saturday, July the 30th at Nico's Wine at 6 o'clock. We do have a couple seats left. It is free for the community to come out. We're going to be painting picture frames, so that should be interesting. We do have 2 more events to close out the year. We're going to do Art on the Green in conjunction with the Taste of Snellville on September the 17th on the Town Green. And for the Love of Art Live Auction Gala, November the 12th at Summit Chase Country Club, and we'll have more details to come. That's it.
Any questions of Brittany? Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Brittany, for all you're doing and for not taking the month off.
Some people just hard workers.
The Executive Director of Snellville Tourism and Trade, Kelly McAloon, for a report.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor and Council. We did not take the month off. We've been very busy, and seeing as how our reports are at the end of the month, I just want to touch base on July 4th. Amazing event. There had to be probably over 20,000 people citywide. But I do want to thank our Public Works Department for preparing the city. Snellville Police Department did an excellent job clearing the roads because there was, like I said, lots and lots of people in the city. Want to thank, of course, our volunteers who we could not do our events without. They're amazing, and our sponsors. But I want to give a special shout out to another group of volunteers, Trey Hildebrandt and 12 Stone Church, who really stepped to the plate and helped us out on July 4th. And their presence at our event really made a huge difference. They did, garbage throughout the day. They helped our vendors. They kept them hydrated. They set them up. They broke them down. And I can't begin to tell you how many people came up and said, wow, this was awesome, that we had so much help. So I just want to give 12 Stone and Trey Hildebrandt a thank you publicly. I did thank them on the side, but they really did make a difference. So we're trying to get them to come back to every event. But anyway, moving on to our Ultimate Eagles on the Border concert. We were into the event about an hour, and then we started having lightning and thunderstorms. So we thought it best to shut it down, and it was kind of sad because the green was rolling. Everybody was excited. It was a full house. Everybody was having a good time. But I am excited to say that seeing as how we only got an hour of them, I've been negotiating with them ever since because we've had high demands for them to come back. So just want to say I'm very excited to let you know that they'll be back on May 27th, 2017 for our first concert in conjunction with the memorial celebration. So that's very exciting news. Popcorn in the park. Again, the rain hit us. The fields were saturated, so we chose to not have that event Saturday night. I just got confirmation while I was sitting here that we are a go for Saturday, so I'll get with Lisa, and we will show the Kung Fu Panda 3 Saturday night in the park. So the only little drawback might be is if there is a softball tournament, we might have a little more light than we want to have, but we're just going to go for it. So it will be this Saturday night. August events are right around the corner. We have our Minions movie in August at the park, and August 20th is our third concert, which is Rhythm Nation. They are a high-powered 9-piece party band. And actually, Alice Snipes, who is a stat board member, this is her son's band. And they play all high-end stuff in Atlanta, so really looking forward to this band coming out. They're going to play straight from 6 to 9 with only a 15 to 20-minute break. So very excited. I put a post on Facebook about our mayor and council. I just want to thank you guys really for your support, not only in everything we do, but your physical support at events. Councilman Howard is always there. He opens up the stage, he cleans, he stays, he does things. I appreciate that. He's always there. Councilman Emmanuel, I've been kind of reeling him in. He's been putting up signs, and I just really appreciate it. And the mayor, I appreciate your help, always coming out and supporting, and Councilwoman Bender and Linsky and Councilman Marmol too. Thank you all for coming out and supporting and helping physically at the events, because that means a lot. People do come up and say, wow, how do you get the council people to do that in your city? So, and it's really because they want to be there. They want to be part of our community. So, but we appreciate y'all. So thank you very much. And as always, like us on Facebook, and if you need to know anything about upcoming events, visit us on www.snellvilletourism.com. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Kelly? Seeing none, thank you very much. Thank you for all you do. Okay, now we have our consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as posted. Butch, would you read through the consent agenda, please?
We have two items. We have consideration and action requested on approval of intergovernmental agreement with Gwinnett County for inmate labor which is just an updated agreement with Gwinnett to assure that we continue to have inmates working for us. And B, reappointment of Planning Commission board members, Ida C. Graham to post 3 and Todd Warner to post 4.
You've heard the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as read by the city manager.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor, no opposed. The consent agenda is approved. We have no old business. We go to new business. First reading, ordinance 2016-13, consideration and action on amendment Article 4 of the City Code to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve ordinance 2016-13 as read by the mayor.
Waive the first.
I'm sorry, waive. Motion to waive the first reading of ordinance 2016-13.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion of council? Seeing none, I call the question. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. The motion carries. And we go to council reports. Councilman Howard.
How y'all doing? Everybody good? A little lively crowd out there. Man. A couple of things. I want to extend my thanks to all those that had a part in the recent unity gathering that we had on the green last Thursday night a week ago. It was put together pretty quick. We had nearly 600 out there, so it was a great event. And thank all those that helped out and helped pull that thing together. A couple of things. The Cop Cab has been invited to attend the Lilburn Public Safety Night coming up. And we have also been invited by the MAD group, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, for a big event that they're going to have down at the Georgia Dome at the beginning of the Falcon season. So we're getting a lot of exposure with the Cop Cab. It continues to draw attention, and we'll be down there at the invitation of not only MAD, but the other Cop Cab that is in Marietta, our brethren up there. So we're going to have a couple of them down there. So just continue to shop local, and thank y'all for the opportunity to serve.
Councilman Emmanuel.
I think we should all take some time to be thankful that we live in a great city like Snellville. I think the unity meeting that Bobby put together was a perfect example of that. And I would encourage you to let your friends know, with all the bad things you hear and the assaults on police that go on throughout the country and the world. I think Snellville kind of stands out as an island, and we're certainly not the only island, but we have an outstanding police force, we have an outstanding group of citizens, great volunteers, and I think everybody needs to promote that message that there are good people in the world, and a lot of them live right here.
Councilman Marmol. Councilwoman Linsky.
No report.
Mayor Pro Tem Bender.
I'd just like to thank everybody that came out for our Unified Development Code Ordinance kickoff meeting. It was the first public meeting that we've had. And what this is, just to keep this in front of everybody, is the city's rewriting its development codes, which are the rules and regulations for how buildings are going to look, what can go where as far as zoning and things go, and how the city will redevelop or potentially develop in the future. So it's something that everybody needs to be tuned into. If you care or have opinions about how you want everything to look, we've got an opportunity with, creating a town center here, and what does everybody envision for that. It's a great opportunity for you to make your voice heard. We do have a section on the website for the renovation. We're calling it the development renovation. and you can keep up with comments that people have made and progress that's being made. We did have I felt a good turnout for the kickoff meeting. We had a full room in the community room, and that was really just an explanation, and then people were able to put in some comments at that point. But there's always opportunity for you to make your voices heard on this, and so that you'll wind up with something that you can be proud of as well.
That ends the council reports. Now for the mayor's report. First and foremost, I'd like to take my hat off to Councilman Howard. That was very well done, my friend, and you organized that in such a short period of time and very thoroughly. So my hat's off to you. For those of you who have not been out to the Snellville Farmers Market, there's been a new rejuvenated awareness of our market. We see a lot more people out there on Saturdays than we saw before, and we've got some new vendors out there, and it's really exciting. So those of you who haven't been out there yet, I would strongly suggest you make the trip. It'll be well worthwhile. And Kelly McElwain, once again, thank you for all you do. I know how hard you work out there, and we appreciate it. And I know that the city and the citizens appreciate everything that goes on in the green. That includes the farmers market, 4th of July, and all the things that we put on out there. Our green is a step up even from last year now with the new renovations on it, and we're certainly enjoy using it. And that's the end of my report, and I'll now open the floor to public comment. Please state your name and address for the record.
I'm Gretchen Schultz, 2027 Tanglewood Drive in Snellville. Thank you for the kind comments about the farmers market. We've also felt better customer attendance this year, and we're very grateful for that. But I wanted to bring you some news that I'm excited about for the community garden. One of our master gardeners who gardens with us, Wes Nettleton, worked hard on seeing that our garden has been named by the University of Georgia Urban Agriculture Department as a pollinator habitat. And so we're kind of excited about that we have achieved that. So I've written an article that'll be in the next Spirit magazine with photos that I took of bees on the flowers and some beautiful butterflies in the garden. And so we're just excited that the garden has been named that. Thank you.
Kathy Emanuel, 1313 Temple Johnson Road. This is just in the nature of a save-a-date. The Snellville Public Safety Night will be Thursday, September 29th. So please mark it on your calendars. We'll have more details as we get closer, but I just wanted y'all to be able to put it in your calendars because I know it's busy. And everyone out there, too. Thank you.
Christine Johnson, 2535 Springdale Drive in Snellville, and this is a first for me, so excuse me if I sound nervous. Sans crown. I just want to say thank you. Sorry, I knew this was going to happen. To you all and the city of Snellville. The next 3 weeks will be my last, not in Snellville by any means, but representing Miss Senior Georgia, and actually not finished representing Miss Senior Georgia. I'll always be Miss Senior Georgia 2015, but I'll be turning over the crown to someone else, just as dedicated, I hope. But it has been my pleasure being the queen, representing Snellville, representing the state of Georgia. But I have to thank all of you in the city of Snellville, the council, for allowing me to be here. Thank you for this city. I've been very proud of what I've done, and believe me, this state knows Snellville. I have done nothing but talk about this city everywhere that I have been. They know that I am proud to be a part of this city and that Snellville is the best place to come. I have traveled over 3,000 miles in this state, and every time that I'm introduced, they know that I am proud to be a part of this city. My pageant, where I'm going to be saying goodbye, is on the 21st of August, and it would make me no prouder than to have as many of you there as I can. Get there. That's why you saw an invitation on the dais when you came in. So the pageant actually plans on recognizing Snellville. So as many people as can be there would be awesome. I would love to see as many Snellvillians there as possible. So I'm talking in jumbles, but thank you all for your support this year. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. It has made me so proud to be a part of this city.
Well, on behalf of the council, thank you, Ms. Johnson. You've made us very proud also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Ida.
I'm so glad that I'm following all of these people because I thought they haven't heard enough compliments lately. Last time I stood here, I was rather provoked at some people, and I chastised them for their attitude and that sort of thing. And we had a good time with the election, and look what we have. And I want to say, let's give him a hand. I consider all of you my friends, and I started writing a list, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. They know I talk all the time anyway. But each one of you have contributed so much to this city. The Snellville that I envisioned, and particularly when someone talked me into being on the planning commission, and I thought, that's just more work. I've been a planner long enough. However, that vision, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. And when you walk in the door down here, and they're at the counter, and wherever, it's all smiles, welcome, and there are good people in Snellville. And there's so many things I thought about, okay, I'm going to go and say this and this and this. Christy has a thing with the government. Barbara has all this things with money and doing everything else we can do. And then, you know, what would we do without our attorney? I think I need him more than anybody, but anyway. And then we had the unity thing. And what a blessing for so many people in this city. And then, I don't know what David does. He's never doing anything. There's always something.
Neither do we.
But I love the way he writes. I love the way he does the city. But one of the things, this boot, the hunger, and that sort of thing, really touches my heart because I delivered Meals on Wheels during my lunch hour for 12 years in Columbus. And it's one of those things that when you see that you're putting food there for people that don't have it and that need it, and in many of our cases, they were not able to prepare it. I'm not bragging, it's just a fact that I think that's what we all need to do. And I have so much pride, and I have to share 2 stories about this. I was having my nails done, and I had some paperwork that had to do with something with the city, and this lady says, oh, do you live in Snellville? And I said, yes. Now, this is back before we got all this beautiful area for the finished. But she said, I don't live in Snellville, but I kind of wish I did. She said, it is just absolutely beautiful what they're doing. I can't said, tell me this, this, and this. And I said, no, you'll just have to talk to our council members, just talk to neighbors, everyone else. But better yet, just walk around and take a look at it. Now, I'm going to digress just a moment to tell you, no, I won't. I'll save it for later. The other one was the gas station. And I was on the phone with someone from the city. And this man heard me, and he said, you must be from Snellville. Well, of course, I'm getting gas in Snellville, all of these other things, but that's a no-brainer. And I said, yes, I am, and I'm very proud of that. And he said, well, you know, what happened? It was like someone waved a magic wand. The city's changed. I don't hear all this bickering. The council is getting along. You've got all those people volunteering. And he went on, and I said, I wish I could have recorded this. But when you say thank you, it is all deserved. I could go on and on and on and on and on. However, each one of you have had a project that has meant so much, and you still have it. But the nice thing about it is, I consider you my friends, and there are so many people in the city that now do the same. Before, well, the first time I came to a council meeting, I was, well, let's just say I was a little surprised. And then that was years ago. But when we look at this one, the mayor and all of you had a part. But May 27th, I had my second mastectomy. 26 years ago, I had the first, and it had done a lot of things. I called our mayor to tell him, and I said, I would like to stay on the planning commission. When I had the first one, it had moved into the lymph nodes, and it took a lot of, 8 months on chemo, but I kept my office open with 38 people. I said, I think I could do that. And he said, of course you can. So, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I had the surgery this time. Went in the hospital, and have to say thanks to Eastside Hospital. Some people just make other comments. But I went into the hospital on Friday morning, and at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, I was home. And if you ever need a surgeon, Dr. Dr. Yakahama, I'm probably murdering her name, but it's one of the most fantastic surgeons, and I've had enough to know. But the big thing was my entire visit was nothing but just, we had so much fun. My daughter spent the night with me, and every time I opened my eyes, she was there, and we'd laugh and joke, and our room stayed full of nurses and everybody because we were having a good time. I'm still having a good time. I've gotten good reports. It had not moved into the lymph nodes or anything. But this is one of the things I would like to say to all of us here. Someone said, oh, I bet you prayed and prayed and prayed to get well. I said, no, I didn't. I prayed to be able to do what I should do in order to do what was going to happen to me, and God would take care of the rest. And he has, and I'm just very, very grateful for that. I walked the one I started to tell, and I'll have to come back to it. Let's see, I got out of the hospital that Saturday. The following Saturday, I was at the farmer's market. Now, I was at the farmer's market the first time it was there, and there was a little lady that is just a dynamo that lives in this town, and I think her name is Marcy Ferris. But that's the first person I saw the first time I was there. And I had such a good time. Now, really, the dogs were moving around. I went to every booth, sampled everything I could, and did all this stuff. But I had not walked all the way around. I hadn't seen everything because I'm a little bit, homebound with taking care of the love of my life. But I left my daughter, and I just went walking, and there, the pride that I goodness, I mean, there were children and parents, you know, and dogs and everybody, and all of the produce. I just ate my last tomato today that I bought, and of course I eat them like apples. And the entire thing was, and all I could think of was, you have made it happen. And that's what this city needs to be about. And I'm just so proud. I couldn't, I've got a whole list of things, you know, the farmer's market and all of the oh, my great-grandson thinks that Snellville is the greatest place in the world because he goes to everything you have. He's 4 going on 20. But there have been so many things now that involve families, involve, you know, everyone. And it's activities that we need to have. It just gives me that feeling of pride and the flavor of we are all family. God created us all the last time I checked. And this is the kind of thing, I mean, the garden. My husband was so fascinated by that because he doesn't have to have a garden, but he sure can appreciate one. And I'm always throwing out compliments to our recycling center because we keep them in business with all the stuff we throw away. But you don't drive in down there that you don't get a hello and newspapers and an 8 and so, and it's just, it's wonderful. And then we got new garbage service, and I forgot to put my garbage out once. I'm doing it now, of course, on Monday morning, and I heard the truck, and he was all the way down the street. But he has to go. It's a cul-de-sac. Carrington only has one street. This is a series of cul-de-sacs. And he was down there, so I grabbed my thing and pushed it across the street to the neighbors, and the truck came up. And then one place down there, he was getting out, doing things, and when he got even with me, he pops out of the truck, and he says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I'm rather embarrassed. I forgot to put," "Oh, don't worry about that. I'll take care of it." And he just picks it up, takes care of it, and then he's going to take it across the street from me. And, of course, while I was waiting for him, I had had a nice thing of chocolates for him, but he didn't know that at the time. But here's a nice young man, just eager, and he's on that route every day, or route, whichever one you want to pronounce. And so that's just one of the many, many things that I am so proud of. But David, Bobby, and Mr. Attorney, our mayor, Barbara, Christie, who's mine, and Roger, I thank you for allowing me to be able to tell you how much, and I speak for the city. I know I do. We have this attitude that has changed. We're working on rules and regulations, and my hope and prayer is that we can continue. And I do want to throw out one thing. Please do everything you can to tell everybody that election years come every 4 years. I was so disappointed with the Republican convention, and then I am so disappointed with the Democratic one. They've already started up. So what happened to civility? What happened to just, I don't care who you vote for, just vote. I vote for whom I want. That's what you need to do too. But we don't have to throw barbs and untruths just to get someone elected. They don't need it. And that's all. That's what my grandson tells me when he finishes eating. That's all. So thank you again. Thank you for letting me be here. And thank you for making my dream come true.
Marilyn Swinney, 1832 Glenwood Lane, Snellville. After listening to Aya, I think I've changed my mind. I'm not going to move.
Second.